Hello everyone, let's try to understand oxygen sag analysis in this video. So for that, first thing we need is oxygen deficit. So what is this oxygen deficit? Let's say D is your oxygen deficit, then it is the difference between saturation DO and actual DO. So what should be the what is the saturation DO in that stream and what is the actual DO which is present? So this saturation DO depends upon the temperature. So let's say if temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, then saturation DO is maximum, that is 14.6 milligrams per liter. If it is 20 degrees Celsius, it is 9.17 milligrams per liter, and if it is 30 degrees Celsius, it is 7.63 milligrams per liter. So obviously the saturation DO decreases with increase in the temperature. So the saturation DO will depend upon the temperature of the stream, and the difference between saturation DO and actual DO is your oxygen deficit. Now what is this oxygen sag curve? So how this oxygen deficit is varying with the time of flow. That is, let's say we have introduced at this point our wastewater. Now, as we have introduced the wastewater, it will consume the oxygen. So this deficit will be increasing, and some other, reoxygenation will also be taking place. That we'll understand in a minute. So how this deficit is varying along with the time of flow. That is time of flow. So how this deficit is varying? This curve, this green one, gives you your oxygen sag curve. So it is made up of two curves. It is a combination or the outcome of two curves or the two processes that take place in the stream. First one is deoxygenation and the next one is reoxygenation. So let's try to understand these two and we'll try to formulate an equation for this oxygen sag curve here. So two processes are involved, as I said. First one is deoxygenation. So as we introduce the wastewater in the stream, it will start to consume the oxygen. So this deficit will be keep on increasing. So if you see this red curve, this is your deoxygenation curve. Initially, we can say the oxygen was at saturation level, and as the time is passing, it is coming down. This ordinate below the deoxygenation curve tells you the remaining oxygen. So as the organic matter is getting stabilized, the oxygen content in the stream is becoming low. So this deoxygenation curve, we also saw this one in the case of BOD analysis. So there also we use the same curve, and for the equation of this curve, what we use there, we can use here as well. That is the rate of change of organic matter. Let's say LT is the organic matter present at any time, is proportional to the organic matter present that we have already done, and we use this dLT by dt is equal to minus K, let's say KD for deoxygenation, KD into LT. This was the basic equation using which we derived our BOD equation also. So this we can say here also. Now let's say D, as we saw, D, as I said, it is oxygen deficit. So we can say the rate of change of this oxygen deficit is proportional to the rate of change of this organic matter. Now let's understand this. Let's say oxygen deficit is increasing. Then what will happen with this organic matter? If deficit is increasing, it means more and more oxygen is being consumed. That's why deficit is increasing. Now if more oxygen is being consumed, then what will happen to this organic matter present? So if organic matter, if the oxygen is consumed, then organic matter is stabilized. So we can say if dd by dt is increasing, then dlt by dt would be decreasing. So we can put a negative sign here, and dlt by dt is equal to minus kd into lt. So that we can say dd by dt is equal to minus kd into lt. That is about your deoxygenation. Along with deoxygenation, something else is also happening. That is your reoxygenation. Because one river or stream, it would be something open to atmosphere, and this water is constantly flowing. So air is always interacting and air is always entering into this stream. So that is the reason for your reoxygenation. Now let's understand how this reoxygenation and deficit are interlinked. So if we say that deficit is more, then obviously reoxygenation will be more. So we can say deficit, that is oxygen deficit, is the driving force for this reoxygenation. So we can write that rate of reoxygenation increases as the DO deficit increases. That is, if deficit is more, if the deficit is more, then rate of reoxygenation will also be more. That is, let's say rate of reoxygenation we are saying is dr by dt, then it will be, let's say it is proportional to deficit. That's what we are saying, dr by dt. So if reoxygenation is increasing, then what will happen to the deficit? The deficit will decrease. Obviously, if more and more oxygen is being supplied, then deficit will decrease. So we can put a negative sign here. So we can equate this and say dr by dt, that is your rate of reoxygenation, it is equal to minus kr, that is the rate constant for reoxygenation, into d. Similarly here also we had kd, that was the rate constant for deoxygenation. Now if we talk about the net rate of oxygen deficit. What is the net rate of oxygen deficit? It will be the combination of deoxygenation and reoxygenation. So dd by dt is equal to, let's say this was your equation 1, and this is kd into lt, and this is your equation 2. So the net rate is the summation of 1 and 2, that is kd into lt. Here already one minus sign was there and one minus was here, so this will become plus, that is kd into lt minus kr into d. This is your basic, I mean the net rate of oxygen deficit. Now lt, we know from our discussion in BOD, is equal to L naught e to the power minus kd into t. Here I am using d and r to differentiate the two, that is deoxygenation and reoxygenation. So we can write dd, that is the rate of deficit, plus let's say kr into d is equal to kd L naught e to the power minus kd into t. Now this equation is your first order differential equation. So we can find out the integration factor here as integration factor would be equal to e to the power kr, this kr into dt, that is equal to e to the power kr into t. Now the solution is given as, if you remember, y into integration factor is equal to integration of q into integration factor d whatever it is dx plus c. So here also same thing we are doing. So y into integration factor, that is d into e to the power kr into t, it is equal to q would be this term. So q, that is kd L naught e to the power minus kd into t, that is q, and multiplied by integration factor, that is e to the power kr into t dt plus a constant, that is c. So if you integrate this, d e to the power kr t is equal to kd L naught, and this would be, after integration, it would be kr minus kd into e to the power kr minus kd into t plus c. This is the equation. Now to find out the value of this constant, we can say at when t is equal to 0, when initially when wastewater we are just introducing waste, it is not necessary that the, I mean here we said that initially the DO is equal to saturation DO, but it is not necessary. Let's say already some impurities were there in the stream, so there will be some, we will assume that there is some initial deficit at t equal to 0 when we are just introducing the waste. So at t is equal to 0, d is equal to d naught. This we can put here. So d is equal to d naught. If t equal to 0 you put, so this will be 1 equal to kd L naught upon kr minus kd. This is also 1 plus c. So c is equal to d naught minus kd L naught divided by kr minus kd. So if you put this back here, so this would be equal to d e to the power kr into t is equal to kd L naught divided by kr minus kd e to the power kr minus kd into t plus d naught minus kd L naught divided by kr minus kd. So you can take this common, that is d e to the power kr into t is equal to kd L naught divided by kr minus kd into e to the power kr minus kd into t minus 1 plus d naught. So divide this value of, we are interested in finding out the deficit, so we can divide this e to the power kr into t on the right side. So we get d is equal to kd L naught divided by kr minus kd multiplied by e to the power minus kd into t minus e to the power minus kr into t plus d naught e to the power minus kr into t. So this equation here is your general equation for oxygen deficit, and this is also known as Streeter-Phelps equation. This can be converted into base 10 also, that is d is equal to kd L naught, k is capital D for base 10, similarly capital R, kr minus kd 10 to the power minus kd into t minus 10 to the power minus kr into t plus d naught 10 to the power minus kr into t. So if you are interested in how we have just wrote e and 10, how we have changed, so let's say e to the power minus kr into t, this one is equal to x. Now we can say minus kr into t would be equal to ln x, and 2.303 log x would be equal to minus kr into t, and from here if you divide this kr upon 2.303 would be equal to your k to capital R, that is for base 10. That's how we are done in the BOD also. So that is log x would be equal to minus k capital R into t, and from here if you take, if you convert this, so it is equal to x is equal to 10 to the power minus kr into k capital R into t, and this x is also equal to e to the power minus k small r into t. So both are equal, that's why we have replaced the two. Now the value of kd, if it is other temperature than 20 degrees Celsius, kd at t degree Celsius, this we have already seen, kd at 20 degrees Celsius multiplied by 1.047 into t minus 20, and similarly for kr at t degree Celsius, so kr at 20 degrees Celsius into 1.016 into t minus sorry, to the power t minus 20. This is in the power. So these two equations can be used to find out the value of Kd and Kr at any other temperature other than 20 degrees Celsius. Now here this equation of this deficit, it is something like this. So we are interested in finding out the point of maximum deficit. So let's say time to this maximum deficit is Tc and we call it the critical point. So this is maximum deficit is your Dc. So here you can say if you are differentiating this equation, that is this equation of this D. So at this point, at critical point, dd by dt should be equal to 0. So if you do this, we have already have this equation, that is this one, dd by dt, we can simply put 0. So from here we'll get kd into lt is equal to kr into d. So from here this is dc, that is critical oxygen deficit, it is equal to kd upon kr into lt. Let me write here, critical deficit dc is equal to kd upon kr into L naught e to the power minus kd into t. You can write it into the base 10 also, simply these will be capital and here base 10 will come. And so the time, that is critical time, also we can obtain. So that is also obtained after the differentiation of this equation, but all that is not required. Just let's see the equation. So Tc is equal to 1 upon r minus k log 10 r upon k into 1 minus d naught r minus k divided by k L naught. This is the equation for critical time. And if we are interested in finding out the distance at which this critical time is achieved, I mean where the deficit is maximum, then for that we can find out the critical deficit. And if we know the velocity of the stream, so that is your xc, that is the critical distance. Now this ratio of here, this is kr and this is kd. Similarly this is also kr kd, this is kr kd, this is kd. The ratio of this kr and kd, it is known as self purification constant, that is denoted as fs. It is self, sometimes in questions instead of these two values you will be given with the self purification constant. So these equations are modified in the term of this self purification constant, that also let's see. So Tc is given as 1 upon kd into fs minus 1 into log 10 fs into 1 minus fs minus 1 d naught upon L naught. This is the equation for Tc. And similarly dc is given as L naught upon fs 10 to the power minus kd into Tc. You can either write in base e or base 10 depending upon how that is asked in a question. And one more equation which is given using this one only, if you take the log of this here, log dc base 10 is equal to, it will be log L naught upon fs minus kd into Tc. And if you further solve it, this final form comes, that is L naught upon fs into dc to the power fs minus 1, and it is equal to fs into 1 minus fs minus 1 into d naught upon L naught. So if you are appearing for engineering services, then you should know these equations as well, because questions have been asked in the conventional paper using these formulae. So this is about the oxygen side curve. Next video we'll see some of the examples for the better clarification. Thank you.